welcome to another episode of You,
Me,
and the Flea.
What's up, Kristina Dukas? Welcome back to Chicago.
Girl,
I mean,
I
you're
know.
always traveling.
I know, I'm a little jet lagged at the moment.
I was gonna say, are you so tired?
You know what? I'm hanging in there. I mean, you should talk. You're always traveling.
No,
too,
but your
yeah.
previous one, this like last time when you were like work trip,
Yeah,
family wedding. I'm like, how is she doing this?
I know. I'm thriving off a few hours of sleep here, but
Well, you don't look like it.
But it was a very fun trip, and it actually prompted this episode, which I'm really excited to talk to you about, obviously. Okay. My work trips typically are for the NFMA.
I always get jealous of these trips, and I'm like, I know I'm not part of it, but like, can I come?
I know, low-key, can I come?
Do you have a +1 you can bring? Because I'm there.
Maybe we can put you to the board. But no, so yeah, so what's interesting enough is obviously every single week we talk about flea markets, and I feel like we're always educating people on, SwapORama and what they can find, but on a much larger scale, there is an organization, just like any other organization, right? Like there's an agricultural society and things like that, right? So the NFMA stands for the National Flea Market Association. And believe it or not, there are people that oversee kind of flea markets as a whole.
Okay.
Which is really cool.
Nationwide.
Yes, nationwide. Okay. So it's something that I was introduced to when I first started at Swap, myself and Justin,
yeah. Like, aren't you a board member? You're like the top dog.
Is that like, I don't know. Is that cool?
Yeah. You belong to something.
It certainly eats up my time. So that's nice. Okay. But I know I always thought of like board members as like distinguished, like elderly individual, yes, like very into their roles and stuff. And I was like, y'all want me to join the board? You sure?
They need your energy.
Yeah, I know. Oh, true. Yeah. So yeah, maybe it was pity. I don't know. There's a lot of empty seats here. We need you to fill it. No. So yeah. So I was really excited when I was asked to join this board. Just because, again, like being in this industry, you don't really realize like how many other flea markets are around the country.
I had no idea.
Seriously.
And then when I started working with you guys, over the last year, I'm like, right? Where have I been?
Know.
Have I been under a rock literally my whole life?
Pretty much. So yeah, so it's just it's an incredible experience to get together in a room with like all of these folks that are so smart and so intelligent and really have well-run operations. And I love being in the room with them. I love picking their brains. I love working with them. So it's been very fun. And so today's episode is just going to tell everybody about the National Flea Market Association and some of the benefits there, how to become a member if you're not. I guess like if you are just a visitor or a vendor, just know that there is an enterprise that definitely has you at the forefront of everything that we do, right? Whether it's our individual markets or the industry as a whole. And so, yeah, I guess.
How long have you been on the board or a member for?
Oh my gosh, good question. I think it's like 5 or 6 years at this point.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. I'm starting to open up.
I love this.
I used to just kind of sit there and absorb, like I said, but now because I, know kind of what works for me and my markets here, it's really nice to kind of
your voice. I love that.
Be able to utilize this beautiful voice of mine.
About time.
Well, thanks, Rachel. So let's dive into it.
Yeah.
The National Flea Market was founded in 1998 by an individual named Jerry Stokes.
Okay.
I'm not sure where he was from, to be honest, but so he started it, and then there was like I think like a pretty strong following with him, like right off the bat. Obviously, NFMA is short for National Flea Market Association, which I mentioned. And their mission is always just to kind of serve the public interest and benefit the flea market industry by fostering high standards of business and conduct merits which the public trusts, right? So then there's officers and board members, presidents and everything like that kind of contributes to all of those ideas, like I mentioned. So we'll kind of dive into I wrote the benefits down.
Yes.
And so we'll kind of dive into them a little bit
cool.
more. So if you can read our first one, Rachel.
Sure. So first one is going to be government relations.
Okay. So what does this mean? So
that's what I'm wondering. What does this mean? Tell me.
So I just got back from Washington, D.C. And so obviously with flea markets, as we kind of discuss in a lot of our episodes, there are obviously issues that would come up on a federal level or your local state level.
Okay.
What does that mean, right?
Yeah.
Things like that we talk about, like counterfeit goods, trademarking goods, immigration, whatever is kind of going on in the world, seeing how it would impact us. Like there was a big thing with like cannabis and CBD.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Got
like,
it.
Just anything that is kind of shaking up the U.S.
Okay, that's like one of those things where it's like,
yes,
we're not sure about this.
100%.
Okay, I gotcha.
Like basically, how would it impact the flea? And if it does, cool. Like if it doesn't, also cool.
Okay.
So a big benefit that the members receive is we get regular updates from this, like I mentioned, the state and federal level. We have weekly newsletters that will go out.
So when you're saying regular
posted.
updates, like, how are they updating you guys?
Mostly through email.
Okay.
And then obviously we're starting to do like some webinars and we have a conference.
Okay.
So like a larger scale, we'll have like a, one time kind of like a big shebang of like what happened overall.
Okay.
But for the most part, it's just small little updates. And
Okay.
what's interesting too, it's like whatever might be affecting, California might not be affecting Chicago.
Sure.
So there's obviously broken up little parts that will help you. And it's just interesting to know, right? Like if there's a new tax law or something that's happening in California that eventually might come to Illinois.
Got it.
It's, it's helpful to kind of know all of that stuff.
Okay. That makes sense.
Totally. So we have Squire Patton Boggs, which is a big law firm that our lobbyists assist us with. And so that's why I went to Washington, D.C. That's where they're,
let me tell you,
one of their headquarters.
NFMA.
NFMA.
Yeah. Okay. I had to think about it. They have you traveling to some good spots.
I know.
That's what I mean. Like, tell them moving forward, you might need a police.
Well, there's flea markets in pretty good spots.
I
That's
know.
why, right?
I'd be
it's pretty nice.
like curious to see other ones in other states.
I know, definitely. Well, we'll take you around.
Yeah. Okay. So you went to DC and
so we went to DC and we met with our lobbyist group from Squire Patton Boggs.
So it's everyone on the board.
Everyone on the board, yeah. And we kind of just got like a legislative update, it was called. In this particular meeting, our personal individual representative wasn't there. So there was someone else that spoke who was a congressman and state senator. So it was kind of nice to like hear his perspective and tell him about the flea markets too. Because that's the other thing too, right? Like a lot of people don't know what a flea market even is. I mean, we're working on it as like a small scale here, being like, spreading the word about the flea. But imagine like going to like, someone way out of our league, if you will.
No, trust
That's
me.
like, what the heck is a flea market?
This happened to me. They're like, oh, what kind of clients do you do social media for? And I like tell them. And then I'm like, and I have a flea market. And they're like, a flea market? Those are still around? I'm like, and they're thriving.
Yeah, exactly.
Thriving.
Exactly. And you don't realize like everything that we bring. We are in essence, thousands of small businesses within our home, right? Or the taxes that people pay, the employees that we have. There's just, we can go on and on about everything that we do. So it's really important. And we do regular, like the board, like I just said, we were there, right? So the board actually does actively keep in touch with all of the government issues. So big benefit.
Okay.
What else do we have?
Okay. So number 2, we have emails.
So, I know it's not, it actually is really super important. It's not like as dumb as you think, right?
I don't think it's dumb at all.
I know.
I more so like this like little picture you got here.
You like my graphic? Okay. So we get weekly and monthly emails, obviously, various topics. This will be like any highlight of any market, for example.
I was going to say, like, would you put like flea, like what this flea market is, like flea news in a way?
Exactly.
Would be in an email.
Yes, exactly. So let's say like Swap was in the news for something. They might share that article so people can see. So it's a nice way to like highlight what markets are doing. Likewise, any other news would be in there, right? Fun articles too, like if somebody found something at a flea market and then like resold it, that might be in there. Yeah, and it's just a plethora of like information, and I find it super helpful. It comes out every Monday. I love it. It's just a great way to kind of keep in touch with everything.
I was going to say, I feel like keep in touch. It's awesome to see what other people are doing around, the U.S.
Totally. And I love that for that. What else do we have?
Okay, number 3, we have scholarships.
Okay.
Talk to me about this. This is catching my eye.
This is awesome. Okay, so there was a board member named Barb Nelson. Years before, obviously, I was around. I think she was one of the founders. Don't quote me, but one of the initial, one of the initial,
kind of like starting it up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so when Barb passed, they decided to name the scholarships under her name. So what the NFMA does is we raise money every single year for scholarships. We have like, whether it's like live auctions or, something that we do at our conference, we raise money, 50-50 raffle, whatever we're doing. And then we gift scholarships. Now, who do they go to? They go to any employee of ours that is going to college. Or let's say, you have a daughter that works at the flea market. She can apply for the scholarship as well. Yeah.
That is amazing.
I know. It's a really nice way for us to give back.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Because think about it. I mean, like, too, like seeing when we interact with the employees, it's like, these are hardworking people.
Oh my gosh. They're
giving up their weekends every weekend.
Like, the cold, the rain, the snow, 90 degrees.
Exactly.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So when did you guys start doing that?
It's been around for years.
Okay.
Yeah, a long time. And so I think we just upped it a little bit. So it's around $1,200 that each person will get. And the board, I'm telling you, is super generous in terms of, they'll write an essay, and it's just obviously like they're so heartwarming because we get to like look at them.
Mm-hmm.
There's an actual committee that, will rate them and figure out, who gets them. But God, I mean, if there's 5 applicants and we have the funds, we probably will give it to all 5.
That's amazing.
Obviously there's criteria,
yeah.
GPAs and things like that, but it's really nice to be able to give back.
I love
in
that.
a way. And yeah, it makes me really proud to like be a part of that.
I would be telling that. Yeah.
So I love that. If you know anyone,
I'm like,
if you want to go back to school,
listen.
Well, and it's just so interesting too, because it's like every little bit helps, and anybody that wants to like advance themselves, like why would we say no to that?
Yeah.
And it's so interesting too, because those kids always come back during their breaks and work, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you're helping shape someone's future. Totally. There's no price you can put on that.
Absolutely.
Ooh. I love that.
Yeah, so that's the Barb Nelson Scholarship. It's given annually. I think the deadline coming up for it is like December 31st now. So if anyone's listening and has a member on their team, there's an application on the website that they can fill out.
Awesome.
And yeah, so that's exciting.
Okay, so business partners is number 4. Partners. How is this a benefit?
Okay, so the NFMA, as you know, flea markets operate with like big time sponsors sometimes, right? Like, we'll have Coca-Cola on site, or I don't know, Subway's partners with some of them, whoever, big companies, what it looks like, right? Yeah. So believe it or not, we also have some big partners too. Right now we have a few that are annual sponsors. eSoft Security is one. So they have a platform called Booth Tracker.
Okay.
Which I don't think I've ever like told you the back end stuff.
No.
But there's an entire tech-based system that we use to log all of the booths. So each vendor has, their respected vendor booth. And this platform kind of helps us keep track of that. So like who hasn't paid, who needs to pay, like balances, who's showed up for the day. Like there's a bunch of like analytical work that we can do based off of this system. And so eSoft Security is one of our partners that helps us with that.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Because I always wonder, like, do you guys have a pen and paper and you're just walking around?
Well,
like, I don't know.
Some fleas still do, and that's fine. But
yeah, of course. There's nothing wrong with the original way of doing things.
If you got a lot of peeps, you need a system in place. So that's one.
Okay.
And then we have Alliant Insurance is one of our groups, which Swap Pro it's called. So this is essentially an assurance company, and they have worked with fleas for years at this point. So a lot of their policies are kind of catered and crafted around flea markets, which is super helpful because they understand our business more than a lot of people. And then in the past, and Constant Contact is another one, which is an email blast.
Okay.
That's where we use for our newsletter. So they're like our consistent annual sponsors. Okay. And then other business partners in the past that we've had are like Pepsi, Corona, like bigger brands like that. So as you know, it's always kind of nice when businesses align themselves with
other ones,
a group. You know, allows you to network with people, meet new people.
We love networking.
We do.
So this is the benefit where I am like, yes, I need this. I want this benefit.
All right, let's hear about it.
Okay, we have the annual conference, which is in the fabulous Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah, baby. Okay, so this is probably one of the most highlighted, like the best. I'll just be frank. It's the best.
Yeah. I'm like, she was like, I'm going to Vegas again for work. I'm like, rough
wink,
life.
Wink. No. Okay. So, most organizations have, their own conference, right? Mm-hmm. There's tech conferences, real estate conferences, but I don't have to tell you that. But so our annual conference has been in Las Vegas the past several years, but in the past it's been at several other elite locations.
Oh, really?
Too. I think
so. You guys switch it up.
We have it in the past because a lot of people like the Vegas. Mm-hmm. I mean, who wouldn't? You know,
rough week working.
So our conferences are a 2-day seminar.
Okay.
We have on the first day when you arrive, there's a meet and greet. So the meet and greet is usually a couple hours where we mix and mingle, kind of get to say hi to everyone that we haven't seen in a while. If you're new, you get to like introduce yourself. You pick up your welcome bag there with some swag in it. So that's always fun, And then for us right now, SwapORama is assisting. We're the conference committee right now. So Justin and I are putting together the agenda and all the back end things that people don't think about. We're doing that with the speakers and what have you. So on the meet and greet days, Justin and I are setting up, putting out, all the chairs and the desks and things like that. So that's really fun. Mm-hmm. So that's day one, the meet and greet. Okay. Sometimes too, we'll do a show. We've done a show in the past. So we'll go to like, one year we did like the Michael Jackson show or whatever. So we do something. I think this year we might try to do something new and shake it up a little bit.
I think I'm gonna need to talk to JJ about this upcoming trip next year.
I might have to just put you in my suitcase.
I'm coming.
Can you weigh 50 pounds?
I mean,
actually, I'll just pay the overage. I'll pay the overage.
Put me in as a pet. I'll go on the bottom of the plane. I don't care.
You're my dog.
Literally.
You are my
dog. Your swap dog.
My swap dog. Okay. So we have the meet and greet the first day, and then the first day of conference, and then obviously this day 2 of conference. The conference has awesome speakers. I know Justin and I always try to bring the best of the best, but really truly before that, it always has been just smart individuals in the industry where you're learning, new material, things that might help others, right? Mm-hmm. Like this is an opportunity for us to kind of share all of our experiences, and Justin and I like to bring outside people too. So different perspectives, and then helping them kind of in the flea game.
Okay.
That's been important to us at least.
Yeah.
So that's been fun. Then after the first day, there's a cocktail party.
Okay.
So the cocktail party is where, we'll have a few drinks, some appetizers, mix and mingle together. Again, this is kind of where we have our silent auction and a live auction sometimes. So that's really fun to raise for
the scholarship. Got it.
Super cool, like gifts. Oh my gosh, that's really fun. I know. Okay, I'm not bragging.
FOMO.
I'm informing you.
FOMO.
We also have someone on the board that will sometimes do live auctioning, so that's really fun. Have you ever seen any of that?
Here, $100, $120, $125. I'll take it for $110.
110. Can I get a 115? 115. Here, 115. Hey, 120.
I mean,
it's a one.
Okay, so you would make a really good impression.
Ben Campen, if you're listening, I'm really sorry. I'm not an auctioneer. Like, his family is legit, like, trained.
They're so, you have to be so, like,
I cannot.
You either have it or you don't. And I'm going to go with we don't have it.
We don't have it. We definitely don't have it.
No.
Okay. But no.
It's so cool to watch, though.
Yes,
yeah,
it makes it so fun. Here's me. I have like $0 in my bank account, and I'm like,
again,
300. Like raising my paddle. Like,
I love it. The paddle is the cool part,
and then
too.
I'm just praying that someone outbids me, and I'm like, oh, rats, you know.
I got it.
But then what if you don't?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Anyways.
What is it? You only bid as much as you can lose, or you only bet as much as you can lose? Isn't that like a saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not everyone follows that.
Yeah. Okay. But anyways, I think obviously other than the speakers that provide, you know, all of the tips and tricks and best practices and updates and things like that, the best thing that I love about it most is the networking. Yeah. Right? Like, you get to meet.
I think that's the best part of like anything. Conference. Any mortgage event I went to, real estate, makeup, anything I've done in my last 15 years working professionally for corporate America, literally the networking part is the best thing.
100%.
It's just like talking to like-minded individuals who are like creative, who are passionate about what they're doing. It's like, do you feel like when you come home from a conference, you're so like, whoa, I'm so motivated and like so pumped and ready to get back to work?
Well, number one, I feel so heard and seen, right?
Yes, because which is so important.
Exactly. Because I'm just like, sometimes you go home and you're like, man, no one understands the intensity of this. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then when you get in a room and they're like, or like you think that you're the only one going through like some of these customer service issues or something. And then you get in a conference and it's like, oh my, I literally am dealing with the same thing. Or like hiring issues or whatever that is. Like, to get in a circle with someone at a round table and be like, you know, is anyone else going through this? And like everyone raises their hand. You're just like, oh, thank God. Like, you know, you don't feel alone. And then you can come together and think of something. Right. And then obviously just having friends at this point, like every member has become like a friend of ours at this point, you know, and it's like, we can call someone up and say like, hey, have you tried this? Does this work? Whatever. Like, you're not so uptight about things. Like, I don't know. It's just been a huge benefit. Also, that's how we bought our Florida markets. You know, Justin mixed and mingled with some gals that, you know, were thinking about selling. I don't know. So it's just like the camaraderie is just really great. And then obviously it's a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Again, to just like
Vegas. I don't care. You can, even if you're learning, get in your conference zone. I know,
get your conference zone. You don't want to see me day 2.
So excited to tell you guys I'll be joining this year.
I love that. Okay. Okay, so that's it. Those are the 5 benefits there. Obviously, they're like super beneficial if you are on it. Truly, it sounds super basic, but I'm telling you.
So like I have a question. Like board members, are they all different like positions? You have like marketing, you have other people, CEOs. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Totally. That's what I was wondering. It's interesting too, because like
different point of views,
different parts of the country, and like different strong points, right? Like some people are like really good at like, you know, the finance part of it. And that's what we try to do, right? You want to have kind of that dynamic group. Sure. Because that's where all the best ideas come from, I think, at least. So anyways, awesome. So those are the benefits. If you want to become a member, it's super easy.
Do they deny people?
I don't know. Have we?
I wonder.
I don't know.
Like, can anyone apply?
Well, you have to be a flea market. Yeah. You have to be a flea market to be a member, but I don't know. That's a good question. I'll ask them, but I don't think so. Okay. Obviously, as long as you pay your due, girl, as long as you pay the fee, anyone can be a member.
I forgot. There's probably a fee.
Yeah, there's a fee. And it's not super crazy, right? It's like industry standards. But anyways, if you go to the website, there's a fillable application you can fill out. Or if you want to print that, fill it out. You can mail it, fax it. We're super like flexible with how we do it. Or you can always call and become a member that way as well. Okay. So it's fleamarkets.org. That's where we are at the NFMA.
Awesome.
And that's kind of all I got.
Okay.
So that is my spiel about the NFMA. It really, truly benefits. And we are going to end this episode.
You already know. Here we go.
With a favorite game.
Okay.
This is a new one. It's called, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Flee or disagree.
Ooh. Okay.
So I've made you cards. One says flee, one says disagree.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to read you a name of a flea market. Okay. Most of these are on the NFMA. Okay. Some of these are fake though. Ugh. Okay. So if you think it's a flea market, you'll hold up the flea.
Okay. If
you think I've made it up and it's not a flea market name, you will hold up disagree.
That's typically how the games go.
Thank you, Rachel. Okay, so these are some warm-up ones.
Okay.
SwapORama.
Ooh, never heard of them.
Flea. Good job. Yes. They're located in Chicago and Florida. Kristina's Treasures.
Disagree. This is
correct.
Invalid.
That is not a flea.
No.
Okay. Next one. 101 Red Barn. 101 Red Barn.
Disagree.
No, that is a flea. They are in Aromas, California.
Ooh, what a nice Aromas?
Yeah.
Wow. What a city name.
I hope I said that right. Flea market fun.
Disagree.
Correct. That is not a flea market. Sweetie's Flea Market.
Agree. Flea.
Good one. Yes, they're in Hampton, Georgia. Sweeties.
Cute name.
Yeah, no, sweet.
Sounds like a Georgia. You said Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very Georgia-y.
I'm thinking of like a sweet peach or something.
Sweet peaches. Okay, the next one is The Market. Just The Market.
Flea.
That is a flea. Good. It's in Camp Springs, Maryland.
Okay.
Good job, Ray. Okay. Rates Flea Market.
This is throwing me.
Or Reits. R-E-I-T-S.
Flea.
Girl, I was trying. They're from Paw Paw, Michigan.
What's up, Michigan?
I had to throw it on here. First of all, where the heck is Paw Paw, Michigan?
I hate when people
somewhere.
do that. Find it on the mitten. I'm like, you know what? This is where I'm from, and I think
Paw Paw might be really up there. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's like on the side, I think, or something. Who knows?
Don't quote her.
Do not.
Okay, next one. Rinky Dink Flea Market.
No, disagree.
Oh, that is. It's in Marietta, Ohio. Rinky Dink.
Ohio. Okay. Say less.
Mark's Market.
Flea.
No, that is not a flea.
Okay, so I've only got 2 wrong so far.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good. Okay, the next one. Park and Swap.
That's a flea.
Yes, that's a flea. Shout out to my friend Erin.
I like that name.
Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
Park and Swap, because I think they sell they do something with automobiles there, so that's why. Okay, next one. Kobe's Flea Market.
Oh, total flea. I know them. Hey, Kobe's.
Hey, Kobe's.
Hey, Kobe's. Look how quick I put that up.
Good one. Yes. Kobe's Flea Market is in San Diego, California. They're like one of our buds. All right, next one. Awesome Flea Market.
No.
They are a flea market. They are part of United Flea Markets in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Awesome flea market. Okay, next one. Flea Me.
Why do I feel like I'm going to do this wrong? Disagree.
I made that up.
Okay, good.
That'd be a good one, though.
It would.
I feel like if I would make a name, it would be Flea Me.
I bet.
All right. Next one is the Lafayette Jockey Lot.
Yep. Flea.
Good one. Yes. Shout out to our friend Deb Perkle in Lafayette, Louisiana. That's where that one is. Next one, Smiley's Flea Market.
Yes. Am I wrong?
Yeah. How did you know? Do you know are you cheating?
I work for a flea market. You know, I look up stuff too. I don't
get it, girl. Okay. Yes. Smiley's Flea Market is in Jacksonville, Florida. Okay. Next one, 7 Mile Fair.
No, I don't think this is. Am I wrong?
Yeah, they are.
See, it's the ones that I feel like you're putting random words together.
I know. I'm trying to throw you off. But yes, 7 Mile Flea Market is in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Also, one of our very good friends there.
Have you been?
I actually have not, and I've been dying to. And Justin has, but like I need to. That's like on my to-do list. It's not very far.
Next year,
it's only a couple hours, so we should actually do it.
I have an idea too for next year. I think for some of the podcast episodes, like flea in the streets, and we should go to other states and look at some flea markets.
Yes, all of our friends here that are listening. Okay, just invite me, and we'll bring our mics and we'll.
Literally.
All right, ABC Flea.
No.
Correct.
Okay.
Good job. I made that up. Traders Village.
Flea.
Nice. Traders Village operates, I think, 4 now in Texas. Okay. Next one, Visitors Flea Market.
Flea.
Nice. Yes, in Kissimmee, Florida.
I'm like, don't ask me the location, but I know the name.
Next one, South Lion Swap.
Disagree. I hate her. I hate this girl.
But they should.
I mean, it works. The name works, literally.
The South Lion Swap.
Hey, where are you guys going tonight? We're going to South Lion Swap.
Seriously, the SLS. Oh, okay. Also on our to-do list. Start a flea market in South Lion. Okay. Mile High Flea Market.
Yes, Flea.
Nice. In the Denver area.
Yep. You went there.
I did.
You told me, we talked about it on one of our podcast episodes. You loved it.
Good
Said it was
memory,
huge.
girl. It's ginormous.
Okay.
Kohl's Flea Market.
Kohl's?
Kohl's.
Okay, disagree.
Kohl's is a flea market. Okay. You're fine. They're in Texas. They're actually part of Awesome and Mile High. So United Flea Markets owns 15 flea markets.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
All like in different states.
Correct.
Okay.
Webster Flea Market.
Yep. Flea. Yes, sir.
Trick question. Yes, correct. They're in Webster, Florida. Santa Clarita Swap Meet.
Yep.
That's a flea. Good job in California. Swap Till You Drop.
No, but it should be.
Yes, good job. Okay, I'm telling you, the ones that I thought of, I feel like should be good, like are really good.
Swap Till You Drop.
Swap Till You Drop.
That's amazing.
South Lion Swap, Flea Me.
Flea Me's good too.
And that's all I have for today, baby girl.
All right, I love it. As always,
Thanks for letting me share on the NFMA, guys.
Yeah,
I know. So if you ever have any questions, email me. Again, fleamarkets.org gets you all your questions answered. So
awesome. Thanks, Kristina. I think it's a lot of useful information today.
Thank you. Awesome.
As always, if you guys like this episode, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, and thanks for listening to another episode of You,
Me,
and
the Flea.
See you later.